Nerd alert! Nerd alert! Nerd alert!
You can turn your TV on and you can load up an episode of your favorite episode of Star Trek Voyager, right?
There you go.
Absolutely.
Of course.
And which kind of ties into Wayne's, doesn't it?
Wow.
It's weird that your superhero name would be Segway.
Yeah.
And you ride a Segway.
Yeah, I get to get lazy security guards around. Let's go. Tourist destination.
Having conversations together. That's great. Oh.
Nerd alert!
Nerd alert! Nerd alert! What's our nerd alert, Mr. Darkwayne?
All right, nerds. So there was a game that a demo came out. So the full thing's not out, and it definitely needs work, but they've got a good premise. It was fun to play the short time they let you play. It's Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. I don't know if you guys have played Star Trek Online. Star Trek Online was a fun game. It probably consumed a couple years for me. Then it started to kind of just get stagnant. It was the same thing over, and they don't really update it much. It's an excellent game, but it does get a little boring if you've played it a while. So they come up with this Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown, and then they came out with a demo for it. So of course I, downloaded it and started it right up.
Is it by the same people?
I don't. You know what? I don't know, and I don't think so. I really don't think so because the graphics are very, very different. And
I see.
Just the idea of it's very different as well. So they kind of try to start off like Star Trek Voyager did, where there's the Maquis. They don't like the fact that the Federation and the Cardassians have signed this treaty, so they're just trying to foul things up. Well, Voyager goes into the Badlands, gets scooped up by the caretaker and taken to the Delta Quadrant. And that's where you pick up so if you remember this Star Trek Voyager first episode, they go over there, the ship's lots of damage to it. The doctor is killed, the first officer is killed, the helmsman, the Betazoid, she's killed. Well, eventually, as they're trying to get everything situated, figure out where they are, the caretaker takes every member of Voyager and takes it to the caretaker's array. Alright, so that's Star Trek Voyager. Now, the game, it's not like that. So they are swooped into the Delta Quadrant. Damages, the doctor is dead, the first officer is dead, so all that's accurate. But the game starts off, alright, our ship is basically bleeding at the seams. We have to fix it. So we need deuterium. Where can we find deuterium? So you go to the map of the area, and you scan these different planets and find out what materials they have on them. And then you fly, to these planets. You scoop up resources, and that's what you use to restore life support. You can, the engineering need help. The mess hall needed help because if your replicators are down, you have to feed them rations. Well, if you're feeding them rations, that's 10 morale per cycle that you go down. So you need to get those replicators going so you can get your morale up. Because if your morale goes too far down, all your crew says, screw it, we're out, see you later. They don't care where they're at.
Wow.
Eventually,
what point of view are you at?
The point of view is, I guess it would be just the cameraman, because they do. So there's the captain. They show different parts of the ship, and then when you select different missions or different things you want to do, that's when you use these characters to help you along. There is no voices.
So it is character driven. So you're inside the ship, not seeing the ship.
Yes, correct. Yep, you're inside the ship.
Okay.
You can see different parts of the ship. You can see what's damaged. You can select what parts of the ship you want to fix up. You need deuterium. You need other materials that you can get from different planets. Eventually, once you get a couple things going, then it says, hey, you need to go to the caretaker array. We got to figure this out. Well, they send over Kim and Paris. They beam over. They find a few things out over there, and you then can select if you want to bring Chakotay back with you or if you want to bring Torres back with you. And then you leave Tom Paris behind. So in the time that I played, I brought Torres back with me, so Kim and Torres are back with my ship. Chakotay and Tom Paris are nowhere to be found. Where are they? Who knows? So yeah, it was pretty cool. You get to the point. It's a lot of ship maintenance. When you fly around to these different planets, they're called little scenes, and say it takes 3 cuts to get to this one planet. Well, you have to do certain things in a certain time frame, and each one ups the time. So at first I did absolutely horrible. My crew wanted gone pretty darn quick. They're like, "We're out. You suck as a captain. Get off my ship." So, and then one thing I got to the point where the Kazon, you get into a battle with the Kazon. There's a combat form where you can either do defense, weapons. You pick which characters you want to use because they have special additives to abilities. Just say Chakotay is good at maneuvering. B'Elanna Torres is good at engineering stuff. Tuvok is good with weapons. And then it gets to the point where you defeat the Kazon. Then Janeway makes the decision to either, and you pick, just go home, screw this array, screw the Kazon, and no Compa, we're out of here. Or you blow it up like they did in the Voyager episode. Well, in this instance, I picked, I want to go home. I'm just going to go home. They told me no. Basically, okay, yeah, you chose that, but no, we're going to blow up the array. The Kazon cannot have it. So.
They gave you a choice that wasn't a choice. That's hilarious.
So
they're like, no, that's not what you were supposed to pick. What the hell?
It was just a short little tidbit, this demo. But I really had a good time with it. I think they're going to make very good progression with it. Right now, you just read everything. There are no voices whatsoever in it. So you have to read everything it says. But I'm assuming they'll have, if not the actor's voice, some type of voice. I can't imagine they're just going to make you read the whole game. And
that's cool.
And there was a couple little bugs. No big
So
deal.
is it beta or alpha?
What's that?
Is it beta or an alpha?
It's an alpha mode. It wasn't a beta mode, but I think they talked about it. They're still months away from releasing it, but I think they wanted to give people like a new Star Trek game to get excited about.
Yeah.
It's exciting to me. It sounds cool.
What's it what's another game that it plays similarly to? What would you compare it to?
Have you guys ever played Lemmings?
Yes, I've played Lemmings. That's hilarious.
So, obviously the game is not like Lemmings, but when you think about the two games and the aspect of what you need to do, it made me think of Lemmings. So,
okay.
As far,
I just got the whole crew of Voyager like running off the cliff.
Normally, I don't really like the just point and click maintenance games. It may be similar to like crafting type games.
Yeah.
That's not really my cup of tea. I've played them before, but this seems like, well, maybe because I'm biased to Star Trek and I'll try anything Star Trek. But I think this is a game I'll really enjoy.
So it plays almost like, I was going to say, is it play almost like a survival kind of crafting game in a way?
In a way, yeah. Because I mean, you're not really crafting materials to then use materials, but you are going and getting deuterium. You only can fix certain things with so much deuterium. There's other there's a thing called a tech tree, and there's different tiers, and you have to complete different tiers to get better abilities. Go from there, and then you can make other materials. Then you could fix other things part of the ship. It looks like the ship is going to be constantly needed to be maintenance. That's just the way they've set it up. It looks like.
Yeah,
That's the
it
grind.
reminds me a lot from what you're saying of like Subnautica. I don't know if either of you guys played that, but you have a space vehicle that's submerged on a water world, and that's what you have to do. You have to get resources to be able to repair things on the ship, get your certain tools back, that kind of thing. So,
Dude, Subnautica, I couldn't play that game. That game terrifies me. Just your little guy just creeping along in the middle of the ocean, and you just see an eye that's so much bigger than you just pop out of nowhere right fucking next to you. No, I'm good on Subnautica. I'm fine. Out of all the survival crafting whatever games,
my biggest problem was I liked it at first. I thought it was really cool until I realized that there is zero way to manufacture any kind of offensive capability. It doesn't exist in the game. And then I read that the game creator or whatever is like a really like pacifist guy and wanted to have a game that, what if you couldn't fight back? Which is just bullshit. Well, are we not human? We're humans.
It's what we do.
That's what we do. Like,
it's kind of our thing. I mean, really.
Yeah.
It's just about the thing of any life form on the planet. If you put it in the corner, it finds a way to fight. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. But outside of like, what are they called? Guinea pigs, yeah. Which is just like four-legged food.
Four-legged.
Other than them, or maybe a possum that pretends to be dead, just about 90% of all living things on this earth will fight back. And I'm like, it just turned me off to it. I did
the
later on
Voyager
find
can
out
fight
that they
back,
have
though,
mods.
right?
They do have mods that allow you to add weapons, though. So,
nice.
Yeah, Voyager had a combat with the Kazon. There was a combat, but it wasn't like you chose to combat them. It's just like the Kazon are shooting at you, so you got to do something.
Yep.
Here you are.
Sounds very Kazon, though.
Yeah, very Kazon-like. And it looks like it's going to be the goal of Star Trek Voyager is to get home, and it looks like they're going to follow that, but there are different choices you can make, such as, I wanted to take the array and just go home. Well, it didn't let me. It said, nope, we can't leave the Ocampa. They're sitting ducks. Nope, sorry.
Yeah.
Even though you're the captain, you chose to go home. You're not. And then the captain's like, you know what? You're right. We're going to destroy the array. That is very un-Janeway-like. She'll listen to maybe your opinion, but she's not going to back down. If she wants to do something, she's going to do it.
Yeah.
So she's going to go home. But
apparently not.
But I'm really excited because there's a Borg component. Obviously, it wouldn't let you through it because you haven't encountered the Borg in Voyager yet, but now there's going to be Borg components. You can add Borg to your ship.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Yeah, so this game is really going to be fun, and I can see you encountering the same aliens you encountered during the series. And eventually you get home.
Yeah, I like the idea of it becoming a giant what if.
Mm-hmm.
You can play it through as if, what if this happened, or what if they didn't do this, and maybe even that choice that you had there of going home. There's quite a possibility that they just that oh no, you can't really do that is a limitation of the alpha component. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Maybe later there's an option, and the neat part is like I can see a lot of cool things happening there. Like you try to go home and something else happens to prevent you from going home, and then that sets you down a different path.
Or it might be you succeed, you go home, game over.
Game over. Yeah, you paid.
There you start again. If you want to continue
If I was
on.
a developer, that's what I would have put in. Just like, oh, if you want to go home, this is the demo, dude. You're gone. You did it.
Right.
Congratulations. Victory screen, man.
But yeah, this
want to try play the demo through again.
Yeah, you blew up the caretaker's array, and that's where the demo ended. It said, thanks for playing. And yeah,
that's neat.
If you guys give it a shot, kind of like your dispatch. It took me about an hour to get through.
Do you think it's going to be a multiplayer game, or is it going to be probably solo player?
I think it's going to be solo player. Unless they change some aspects of it, it doesn't feel like it would be multiplayer at all.
Nerd